Happy Ridván, happy Most Great Festival. I wanted to share a short story about Baha'u'llah during his time leaving Baghdad before he went to Constantinople. It was interesting to think and reflect about his time in Baghdad because during this time he wrote some of the writings that are very significant for all of us, specifically the hidden words and the Kitab-i-Gan, which really are our companions that we turn to quite often. Before Baha'u'llah left Baghdad, he started to share with the believers some of the signs that he would be leaving. One of them was a dream that he shared with some of the believers. In a tablet he said, "I saw the prophets and the messengers gather and seat themselves around me, moaning, weeping, and loudly lamenting. Amazed, I inquired of them the reason, whereupon their lamentation and weeping waxed greater. And they said unto me, We weep for thee, O thou most great mystery, O tabernacle of immortality. They wept with such a weeping that I too wept with them. Whereupon the concourse on high addressed me, saying, Ere long shalt thou behold with thine own eyes what no prophet hath beheld. Be patient, be patient. They continued addressing me the whole night until the approach of dawn." So in the middle of what seemed to be a very sad time, Baha'u'llah brought the most joyful news and most great tidings to all of the believers. So when the governor requested that he travel to the Ottoman Empire, he was offered some money for his journeys, and he accepted to go, but he did not accept the money. And they actually really insisted that Baha'u'llah accept the money that was offered by the governor for his travels, but he firmly refused. But after they insisted, saying that the governor would be quite offended if he didn't, he accepted the money and immediately gave it away to the poor and the people around him. So before he traveled, set off on the journey, on the exile, he spent 12 days in the Garden of Paradise. During this time, we know that he shared the most great news, that he was the promised one of all ages, that the day of days for which the Bab had proclaimed had come. And upon this announcement, the sadness and grief from the believers vanished, and they were filled with delight. So in the middle of one of the most sad times in their history, where not only had they lost their beloved Bab years before, now they would be without Baha'u'llah. But now, for the first time, he openly proclaimed who he was and manifested his true position as a manifestation of God for this day. During this time, when he was there, he shared many things with the believers. But there were also three important statements that he shared. One of these was that he forbid the use of the sword. And he said that in one of the tablets that the mightiest sword that he possesses, he stated in one tablet, the tongue of the believer who teaches the cause, he stated in one tablet, is the mightiest sword he possesses. For his utterances are endowed with a power that can remove veils of ignorance. The tongue of the believer who teaches the cause, he stated in one tablet, is the mightiest sword he possesses. For his utterances are endowed with a power that can remove veils of ignorance from the hearts of men. Soon, as a result of such counsels and exhortations, the attitude of the believers was radically changed, and swords and other weapons were put away, never to be used again. The second statement that he made was that there would be no other manifestation for 1,000 years to come. And lastly, Baha'u'llah stated that on the first day of Ridván, that the moment he uttered Baha'u'llah's third statement on the first day of Ridván was that the moment he uttered those words, all the names and attributes of God were fully manifested within all created things. By this he implied the advent of a new day and the infusion of a fresh capacity into all things. Allahwapa, happy Ridván to you, your families.
Blessed is the spot and the house and the place and the city and the heart and the mountain and the refuge and the cave and the valley and the land and the sea and the island and the meadow, where mention of God have been